This is a purple iPhone 14 Pro. It's obvious that the rear camera has already had a protective lens applied. Does this kind of protection actually help? Is it a ripoff? Let's first take a look at the phone's battery settings. Battery health. We can see the battery health is at 84%. Now let's go to general. About this iPhone, it's a Chinese version. 256 gigabytes iPhone 14 Pro. So, how many people are still using a 128 gigabytes phone? Is 128 gigabytes really enough for everyday use? Let's take a look at the exterior. This phone is pretty well protected. As you all know, next month, in September, the iPhone 17 series will be released. You can guess whether the 17 Pro series will have a 2 terabytes version. Will the iPhone 17 series stop offering 128 gigabytes models and start at 256 gigabytes? More than once, I've advised everyone when buying a phone, always go for a larger storage version. I hope that while you're waiting for the iPhone 17, make sure to choose the bigger storage. Opening up this iPhone 14 Pro, we see that the earpiece net design in the iPhone 13, iPhone 14, and iPhone 15 series is inside. It's very easy for dust to get inside. If you look closely at the screen's hole, you'll see a lot of dust accumulated. This is also a place where water can easily enter, which could cause Face ID to malfunction. I wonder if the iPhone 17 series will improve this. If you haven't followed me yet, make sure to follow. If you haven't liked it, please give a thumbs up. On the day of the iPhone 17 release, we will also do a teardown and share it with you. Disconnect the battery display, touch sensor cables, remove the screen, and check the surrounding areas of the screen. There's very little dust around the screen, but there's still a lot of dust in the earpiece area. Now, let's disconnect the motherboard from all the external connections, including the front, rear, power, and antenna cables, and remove the screws fixing the motherboard. After removing the external card slot, we can take out the motherboard. This motherboard is still a dual-layer motherboard. Before expanding the storage, let's check if the motherboard has any water damage or signs of warping or cracking. If everything looks good, we can proceed with the expansion. After confirming there's no issue, we remove the cushion foam and black heat dissipation stickers next to the motherboard. Now you can see the Wi-Fi chip here, and here's the storage chip. The so-called expansion means replacing the small storage chip with a larger capacity one. So, the only difference between the small and large storage phones is this storage chip. Everything else is the same. We use these protective stickers to cover the storage chip, leaving only the storage chip exposed, preventing debris from getting into other areas during the sanding process. Now, place the motherboard in the sander fixture. It's important to secure the motherboard well. Turn on the sander, select the sanding option for the chip, and the sander will feed the material. Once the material is loaded, go to Settings and select iPhone 14 Pro Storage Dual-Layer Single Chip Mode. Start the sanding machine, and it will first look for the position around the chip. The first round of rough sanding will begin. There will be a second round of fine sanding. After the second round, no solder points are visible, so we manually perform a third round of sanding. At this point, you'll see the solder points exposed, but further sanding is required. Some people quietly watch the video, but secretly like, comment, share, repost, and follow. These people are truly adorable. After 4 rounds of sanding, all the solder points have been fully exposed. We click to take out the material. After removing the motherboard, we observe it carefully. It looks very good. Now we place the motherboard under the microscope in order to avoid damaging the capacitors and resistors around the chip. We leave some space around the chip. Next, we need to remove any remaining residue around the solder points, then process the solder pads. We use suction to remove the residue from each solder point and use a suction strip to flatten the solder points again. Finally, we clean the solder pads. Now, take the new 1 terabyte storage chip. Before the release of the iPhone 17, 1 terabyte storage was considered larger than the 512 gigabytes and 256 gigabytes versions, but now, the new 1 terabyte storage chips are the same size as the 512 gigabytes and 256 gigabytes versions. Apply solder paste to the new chip, melt the solder points, and observe the results. Everything looks perfect. After preheating the solder pads, apply a small amount of flux, and then install the new 1 terabyte storage chip, align it and apply heat until we can touch the chip and feel it properly fixed. We clean the motherboard, then let it cool down. After removing the motherboard from the fixture, peel off the protective sticker and apply black glue around the storage chip. Let it cure. Next, we reattach all the new stickers and foam to the motherboard. The motherboard is now complete. The fans also want to replace the original battery. We remove the old battery, install the motherboard, secure all the cables, and attach the screws fixing the motherboard. We reinstall the earpiece component. Now, take out the original lithium-ion battery module, remove the old battery, and attach the new screws. Peel off the adhesive on the back of the battery and install the new battery. Use a roller to press the adhesive into place. Peel off the protective cover and remove the protective cap. Clean off any remaining adhesive around the edges, then clean the earpiece net to remove the dust. After cleaning, reattach the earpiece net, apply a new adhesive, and clean the screen and earpiece area. Some people quietly watch the video, but secretly like, comment, share, repost, and follow. These people are truly adorable. Attach the sensor cable, display touch cable, and battery cable, secure the metal shield, and screw everything back in. Finally, perform one last cleaning. Peel off the waterproof adhesive protection sticker, remove the Face ID protection cap, close the screen, reinstall the external card slot, and place the phone in the pressure tool for pressing. Some people quietly watch the video, but secretly like, comment, share, repost, and follow. These people are truly adorable after the pressure is applied. Take out the phone won't turn on yet, so we connect it to the computer and restore it to DFU mode. We can only install the latest system. After installation, the phone will restart, and you'll see the activation screen. We use the phone tool to activate it with one click. Once the phone reaches the desktop, you'll see the battery is not recognized. This is the so-called battery pop-up, and you won't see any battery efficiency. What should we do? Let's turn off the phone, press the volume up and down buttons, and plug in the charger to enter the post-repair configuration diagnostic program. After entering the diagnostic program, click Agree. The phone will remain in an initialization state. On the computer's diagnostic tool, select System Configuration. At this point, the battery will be configured for this phone, and it will sync with Apple servers. Once the configuration is complete, the kit completion will be displayed. Restart the phone, and you'll notice the battery pop-up is gone, and the battery efficiency shows 100%. The issue will no longer appear. Go to About This iPhone, and we successfully expanded a 256 gigabytes iPhone 14 Pro to 1 terabyte. It will also show that the battery is an authentic Apple part. Click on it, and it will show this iPhone has a genuine Apple battery. We still need to test the camera, Face ID, and flashlight features. Thanks so much to all the fans for supporting me. If you like my content, double tap the screen, and if you haven't followed me, make sure to follow.